think I'm actually, alive and here now. Isn't that something? Alright, well, I should be able to throw together Pathologic right now. Now, where did we leave off last time? I can't quite recall, so we're going to be diving back into this together. Isn't that exciting? I know it's not, but bear with me. Bring this over, and that should do it. Give it a moment. I'm gonna check to make sure. Okay. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Come on. Come on. How far behind am I on this? Boy. Together. Isn't that exciting? I know it's not, but bear with me. Bring this over, and that should do it. Give it a moment. Check to make sure. Okay. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Come on. Come on. How far behind am I on this? Boy. Together. Isn't that exciting? I know. Alright. Well, enough fumbling. I think I actually have this now. Let's get it back into the game. Now, the last time we left off, I believe we had just buried Artemy Brock's father, and the game is scolding me about reloading a save. I understand, game, but you also have to understand I made a mistake. I did a boo-boo, and, I sat there for 2 hours talking to a computer thinking that I was streaming, but it didn't actually stream, so you must forgive me. Surely you understand the extent of my idiocy. Please tell me I'm not the only one. Now, I believe we left off with, yes. So Artemy Brock has put his murdered father to rest, but he is not truly at rest because his murderer is still out and about in his strange and bizarre hometown. Artemy is a medical student, a surgeon, and a half-breed of the local steppe people in this strange Far Eastern Russian town. It's the turn of the century, and everything is kind of falling apart in this town because this is the first time there's been a murder in many, many years, possibly since ever. We don't really know. All we know is Artemy got jumped the moment he got off at the train station on the first day. He had to spend a great deal of time finding his friends and proving his innocence. He managed to get through that, and he just managed to get the key to his house now that he's proven his innocence. So here we are at the town hall. We just picked up the key, and we may as well visit the doctor's home. His father was the town's only doctor, and it shows in the despair that has now crept into the town. But he wasn't the only one murdered that fateful day. No, the town's chief wise man, almost chief priest, if you could call him that. I'm going the wrong direction. A Simon Kane, was also murdered. I'm also going the wrong direction. And I believe that tops everything off. If you're just joining us, don't worry too much. Just get sunk into all this. But essentially this game is a sort of resource manager survival horror game, where you play as a doctor trying to sort the problems of a small, remote town and track down your father's murderer. It's, interesting. We'll give it that. Now then. Let's crank up the volume. There we are. There's a great deal of trading and scavenging and just managing items and inventory. For example, I'm kind of starving right now. So that ought to do it for a while. I should stop by, we also got the key. Oh. Now this is one of the friends' houses. Reuben Stock Reuben, the apprentice to Artemy Brock's father. He believes that Artemy is the murderer, even though Artemy arrived that morning, and so it's very doubtful, but who else could it be? People aren't exactly sure, but they're also not willing to turn away the only doctor that may be in the town. The town itself is a strange clash of cultures. You have this remote what do they call it? When you believe the land is alive. Animism? Or is it Tangriism? I think it's a take on, like, Mongolian Tangriism, I think. Where there's the idea that the land is alive. So the local Mongolian-ish people, called the Kin, kind of live as a somewhat integrated but somewhat separate people on their own. The primary industry of this entire town is meat. Just bulls. Just giant bulls brought in from the steppe wastelands, the endless stretching grasslands around the city, and then brought into slaughter. And this is all one gigantic industrial town. It's no surprise that the place where where most of the meat is made is a gigantic place shaped almost like a heart. It's like an infusion of technology into a naturalistic worldview. And so you almost have a chimera, as it were, where you have all these new things coming into contact with all these old. And I believe, yeah, this is the house. I do not like this house, chat. Just, full disclosure. I am not a huge fan of this house.
My blood is getting thicker.
Just in a quiet house. It's not lost, is it?
Please, loot faster. We must loot faster. We must loot... Let's loot faster. Loot... Why did I not buy that gun?
I'm fraying at the seams.
Loot faster. Knife. Better knife than what I have. Bloody... What the fuck? I remember these. If you light a lantern, you can... Yeah. That's... not good. It's not good at all. I don't like that. I do not like this.
He's catching crows. Orange rose. In the back house.
I really don't like this. Hello?
I do not fear death,
Is that a person?
and neither should you. Death, to a doctor, is but a partner in conversation, the constant witness of our work, even when we succeed. It is not old age, or what comes after it, that worries me. I am instead beset by the thought that I might fail to pass on my role. Make haste, son. I truly need you.
Run. Run. Oh god.
Loving father, Isidore.
Oh god, run. Oh god, oh sweet Jesus Christ, I can hear it. Whatever it is, I don't know what it is, I gotta run. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Who the...
The soul's mechanics mirror the body's.
Right, the inner city doctor. Why are you here? Do you really want to know? I was examining the scene of my father's death. Well, I come bearing a sanitary order, so I'm here to examine and quarantine the place. You won't like it in there. Really? Why? Something's wrong in there. Is that so? Still, with your kind permission, I insist on examining the place. Even your unkind permission would do, but if you struggle to provide even that, I'll do fine without your consent at all. I hope I don't need to threaten you at gunpoint. Go ahead then. Examine the place, and if you can explain what's going on here, be so kind as to tell me too. And by the way, what is this strange mold, I guess? Is it mold? That thing your house is covered in. Do houses often get scabs around these parts? Like, what mold? What are you talking about? It's okay. Chat. They're just lentinges, like the chat said. Lentages? The air is like shedding. That's a good sign. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very good sign. The air is shedding. The house is sick. It must be shingles. Barocha had shingles last year. Mom thought it was a cough, but then the doctor said it was just shingles. Rash shingles. Got it from a cat. That's what he said. But the house isn't alive. Who told you that? All the houses are alive around here. Come on, it's made of stone and wood. Nuh-uh, they can breathe and talk. For real. Don't you believe me? When I was your age, everything talked to me, too. Get away from the creepy blood mold house, child. It does seem rough to the touch. Have you tried? They say it is, even if it doesn't look it. Looks greasy, though. It's like that saying, what was it? Rough as Dutch, safe to touch, smooth as bone, leave it alone? Yeah, that one. Only, I always thought it was about the road less taken and such. Rough means a hard choice, smooth is taking an easy path, and we all know where those lead, right? What's this mold? Who knows? Something's wrong with the factory. This must be it. Some sort of soot from the factory. Guess that's why it's shut down. Only, it's growing fast. The tinge is wrong. I wonder what they used for fuel there. So it would spread evenly. And this is some sort of mold. I really should leave this place. Breathing the soot can't be healthy. Right? What is that touch? That can't be a good idea. What? Sure, no need to take pointless risks. They're not going to leave it alone, are they? Okay. Moldy blood houses a lot aside. Let's go to the termitary. Now, one thing that we received as part of our father's inheritance is his duty to help this town. But we also received a list of names, vital, critically important as it is. The list. They're all children, as well as an unknown symbol for the 8th. But they're almost like the children of the corn, and then some 8th unknown child of the corn. What is that grinding noise? Every so often, one of these houses has like a weird, like millstone. What the fuck is that sound? I feel like I'm slightly insane. But only slightly. Ah, this looks important. What is this? Rusty key. I should read it. Signed V.O. Lado Glimsky? I found a spare key, but these key thefts are becoming concerning. Your equipment is far from cheap, is it not? It would serve no one if it gets stolen. And do keep in mind that if our small arrangement is uncovered, I too will have to bear the consequences. V.O. Must be Vlado Glimsky. Who else would it be? Just drop it for a second so I can open up this package. What was inside? Broken ampule? Sure. Even trash items can be useful in this game. It's all a matter of scavenging and finding the right things. What a bizarre town. This is supposed to be like the 19-teens, maybe the 1920s. During the Russian Revolution, maybe. They mention a civil war that's moving to the east. This is east. What do you want? I need to talk to a certain girl. Taya Taichi. Do you know her? If you want to bother someone, go do it at the pub. Are you looking for trouble? We can help you out. Maybe we can strike a deal. 100 coins right now. Go ahead and offer them to Fat Vlad if you're so smart. He's got plenty of room for coins. The man shits money. As for me, I like my head attached to my shoulders, thank you very much. So get out of here. Enough talk. Fat Vlad, huh? Here's a thought. So, yeah, we can't get into the termitary, at least for now, I think. It's locked. The key. The house has been defiled. I don't want to live in a place where its blood was spilled. Leaving empty-handed doesn't sound like a good idea. I have a key to a secret factory building. Handy. Can't always sleep at other people's places after all. This one I can see. Yeah. I think this is the secret lair. You almost get like a secret laboratory of sorts. Is that cows? Well, obviously cows, but... Huh. What are you doing? Well, the butthole caressed to your step, Yagerchin. Have some coin. We collected it. If there's a lot. Tell them to let us into the warren. We're scared. The warren? You mean the termitary? It's foul, cramped, suffocating. Too high, too concrete, but safe. You hiding from the mob? Hey, calm down, relax. Why speak of it? Evil is coming, Yargachin. You know it too. Inside lives Taya, Overseer Tai Cheek's daughter. She can protect us from any evil. No harm will befall the place where Mother Superior lives. I already know she's in there. I too would have liked to see her. Tell them to let us in. Fat Vlad will listen to you. Take the money. Just tell him yourself. I have to give the money back if he doesn't. But you won't give it to me. I'll try. Why not? What did they pay me? Yeah, like 100 coins. Not bad. 100 kopecks? Kopices? I don't remember. What was the old Russian currency? For the ruble. The kopeck? Broken scissors. Strange woman. You can hear Twire. There it is. Blood Twire. The red stuff, yeah. Bizarre town. Okay. May as well stop by Stock Rubin's house. If he's still there. Might be. How do I get in? This way. Okay, sure. I believe he's upstairs. Don't have a look. This one, right? Yeah. Hello?
Will it rain? Will it snow? Will it pass? I don't know.
So, here we are again. I managed to calm down Stock. He was wrong about you. Or he was not entirely right, at least. But what got into him? You should let him speak for himself. I want to talk to you first. He can wait. Were you already offered your father's inheritance, Cub? Refuse it, I beg you. Do not follow his path. You're too late. I've already accepted what I must do. All in all, this is a quiet town. Not perfect, but there's a place for everyone. We're all connected through bonds of love, of friendship, of patience. Life flows through those bonds, the town's veins, and to cut them would cause harm. Your father, don't be mad. He dreamed of remaking it all. Just make sure the stream is still going. Yes, it is. Perfect. Very paranoid now. What exactly did he want to change? Everything. Our town felt wrong to him. He used to say that broken bones set badly will cripple a man, leaving him unable to function as others do. To Isidore, our town was a vile malunion. Perhaps he thought that for a reason. He was a healer, sure. He knew life as no one else could. The kin revered him, but even that did us more harm than good in the end. 5 years ago, there was an outbreak in the crude sprawl. It spread like wildfire. Dozens and dozens dead. People sent for Isidore. When he arrived, he ordered the whole quarter to be quarantined. No one could leave. Not even the healthy people trapped inside. It's terrible, but I'd make the same. All in his shoes. Townsfolk obeyed his orders without question. They barricaded the whole neighborhood. In the end, there were almost no survivors. But the town lived on. I suppose that is true, but, Cub, do not take his inheritance. Isidore's inheritance is his power, his authorities, his duties. If you become another Isidore, we will never rest. We will never know peace. See what you mean? I'll think about it. "5 years ago, soon after I left the town, an outbreak of a horrible disease happened here. Father destroyed it, together with the carriers. List of patients. Father's vessel. These look like children's nicknames. At some point I needed to talk to Fat Vlad. Might be quick enough to just run down to the Broken Heart. And then down to the factory. Then maybe run back up. And... Yeah. I don't like the route. It's not efficient. But if we go down this way... and then loop back up, go there, then maybe get to the polyhedron. Reuben.
What are you looking at? Do you find this funny?
Why did you come? Finally thought of some good excuses. You need... I'll be damned, you shaved your head preparing to become a monk or a soldier? Yesterday, I was told you had killed your father. Who told you that? The whole town believed it. First, people found out he was dead. Then they learned he was killed by an outsider. And then they described you. You knew how much I cared for him, so why, you idiot? What for? You betrayed him. You left when he needed you most. He cried out for your help, but you didn't care. He was in peril, and you were too busy elsewhere. He believed, truly believed, that your arrival would put an end to his troubles. And as always, he was right. Not true. Lara said I'm stupid and that I've lost my marbles, but I haven't. Your father always taught us to take stock of the situation, Barak. Overall, you're unneeded here. Don't bother with your father's inheritance. He has better heirs. Like you? And why not? I was a student. I preserved his knowledge while you wiped your ass with his letters. I was always beside him. Including the night he was murdered? Shut up. Your father's inheritance is his work, Barak. That's his legacy. You are completely unworthy of it. His work is not yours. His knowledge is not yours. You abandoned both. He sent me away, jackass. He wanted me to study elsewhere. Go elsewhere, then. Learn whatever it is you'll learn there. Here, you have no place. And if the kin tells you to let go of his burden, listen. Perhaps even that scum can be right sometimes. You're out of your depth here. Stockhound. I don't even want to hit you. I'm not going anywhere, man. You should listen to Gravel. Save station. Alright, well. Suppose that's everything that can be said. Where's the exit? There we go. What a strange town. Child? What, you running away? Aren't you scared? Oh. You playing hide and seek? Not that. Not hide and seek. Bone leg. I have bone legs, see? I'm a clay wench. I cannot walk, but whoever sees me runs away in fear. You should run away too. Isn't it boring just sitting here in one place? I'm not bored. Clay wenches don't get bored. How do you know so much about them? You're ruining it. Run away. Ugh, I can't even stop my foot. I'll bite you. Okay. Children are imitating the murderer. People think it's a demon made of bone and clay that's stalking the streets. You... Well... Huh. It's only been like a day and a half and things are already under a lot of stress. The factory's apparently shut down. People are not very happy. I'm gonna sell off this beaten up scalpel because I just don't need it And I'll save the inventory space. I could have probably harvested an organ from that, but that requires a body. Can you repair anything? You can't. Okay. Well, farewell. I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, the bar's up ahead. In the basement of this factory here. Probably one of my most favorite places in the games. Where is everyone? Oh, ow! Did I really just fall like 5 feet and nearly die? That's not fair.
Every little makes a mickle.
Your face seems vaguely familiar, but I'm positive we've never met before. What is your business? I'm the son of Isidore Barak. My name's Artemy. You have my condolences, and my envy. You were lucky to have a father like him. Indeed. Isidore respected you as a person. He indulged your desire to walk your own path and has never forced you to follow in his footsteps. Never tried to produce a carbon copy of himself. How can you... You know what? I'm afraid it's not so simple. When he sent you away, the kin were livid. They condemned Isidore for tearing you away from your roots, but he always said that this was the only way to truly love your people. Through choice, not blind necessity. I see great love and wisdom in that. You would be well informed. My position in the family forces me to keep tabs on everything that happens in our sad little town. You don't seem too happy with that. Right you are. Familial obligation is a sore spot for me. I'd pay good money to never have to think about it again. Late. If we disregard the Kanes and the Sabarovs, one could say that my father controls this town as closely as he controls his fat purse. Sadly, he's content with the current state of affairs and sees no reason for things to change. His complacency will doom us all. Things are already in motion, but let us speak of something else. Alright. Talk to him again. Fancy a drink? I found a note and a key in Father's house, signed V.O. Are you the one who granted him access to the factory cellar? So you found it. I hope you had enough sense not to mention it to my father. Also a V.O. who happens to own the factory, all its cellars and all its workers. You rebelled against your father? How did that happen? My dear Artemy, I appreciate that you're a straightforward man, so I'll be honest with you. Your people, or rather what's left of them, that whole community called the kin, they all but belong to my family. To my father, the kin are a commodity, the workforce for the Bull enterprise. Father told me it's more like slavery. Oh, I quite agree. Well, you should know that I don't condone my esteemed father's methods, and I will rule the Bull enterprise one day. As an insightful and assiduous owner, I would like to create a more productive and efficient foundation for our industrial empire. Do you understand? Not quite. I would like to revive the kin and its dignity. I'm fond of your traditions. They are unusual, almost miraculous. I don't believe in mysticism, but one has to accept the obvious facts. So, I choose to give your father an opportunity to study some of them. So you're a philanthropist, huh? What was he doing here? I can't say for sure. I've been to the place a few times, but never had an opportunity to scrutinize your father's work. I think he was combining unusual ingredients, making organic mixtures of some sort. He had a fascinating theory about natural elements, how they intertwine. A universal synthesis hypothesis. Yes, you mean the lines. Mystical lines. I think we can sell... Yes, brown twire is worth 3 times as much today. Oh, we sell on that. I don't want to sell the Swevery, but we are so close to buying that gun. Ugh, we might have to. No, not the Swevery. I'll bite the bullet and sell off the others, but not the Swevery. That stuff is just... You'll understand why. That recipe, that ingredient just is worth too much. It's far too precious to throw away on fundraising, not when I have other things I can sell. Things will fall into place soon, chat. Alright. Let's be off. So, I can stop by the workshop, get the gun. Let's get the gun first. Huh. Right. No more trash cans. Do I have any blood? If you pour blood on, like bottles of blood on some strange tree roots that grow around town, you can, like summon plants and harvest them. You said you'd sell me a gun, so perfect. Farewell, stranger. An old Webley Fosbury. Of course they don't call it that, it's just a revolver, but the Civil War has gone on for more than 2 years. The hostility mostly passed our hellhole by, but refugees and deserters keep spreading military equipment to the furthest parts of the country. What? Yeah. Not in good shape. But I have the bullets for reloading it, so I'm going to keep it on me. And then this must be the workshop. We're good. We now have a gun. We are much less defenseless. Huh. Cool laboratory. Child?
Every Joker's one joke away from being a goner.
I didn't touch anything. An old friend of mine, I see. Well, I'm not leaving. You got that? Got it, I got it. Are you catching rats or something? Why are you yelling at me? Old man and I used to do a lot of stuff here. I even figured out how to crystallize blue salt. Made extracts myself. You think I was just helping him? I know a lot of stuff. Aren't you a smart one? No need to be nasty. I feel like the translation isn't perfect. First time you got enough for the role. Yeah, I somehow usually pinch pennies with this game. I don't understand. I kind of stumble upon money just when I think I'm about to run out. You got... Also, am I the only one here that thinks that the dialogue options are sometimes bizarre? In that they are very... Sometimes the translation feels like it must have chewed it up. Just because it seems like the mood sometimes isn't conveyed. Like, you'll ask a simple question and they'll get angry at you. And it's like, okay. Okay. I suppose straightforward answers don't mean much in a complicated town. It's a mixer. Old man used to make medicine here. Like tinctures, I think he called it. Extracts for all kinds of gross stuff. Really do know how it works. For some reason, neither of them works. When you fix them, and I'll do anything. Just don't make me go. Okay? Fine. Little house imp, stay. There's enough room for both of us. Alembic, huh? The old burners. Hello. Hi. I hear you now. Speak, but waste no breath. Oh, I remember you, Tumbler Toy. Used to pretend you were alive when I was little. How he would have said, this place is our home. One can work here. Even though I've never been... Yes, home is where your work is. You can sleep here. Huh. Store my things here. Not like I can carry everything around. Yeah, I definitely think that the text options almost feel like they're a memory test or an attention test. Because sometimes it feels like it's as inconsequential as a Telltale game. But then if you lose focus or you, like, insult someone, they might just flat out refuse. I've started this game a couple of times, and the dog head costume child at the very, very, very beginning when you get off the train, he will give you a tourniquet if you're, like, nice to him, but he'll just, like, tell you to piss off if you insult him or if you, like, threaten him or anything like that. So you can actually kind of shoot yourself in the foot. But it's hard. You know, it's not like it says, so-and-so will remember that. No, it just kind of, happens. Perform operations here, and of course, make medicines. Without being disturbed by anyone. Live here, son. Live here and continue our work. This place is yours now. Here, you can do anything. Exactly what he would have said. The alembic works, Golden Hands. Now let's review what it's for. Remember Ulmar's? Of course, the tincture made from herbs. Correct. Tinctures are the foundation of every treatment. The steppe has graced us with its wonderful herbs. Twire, the queen of plants. Swevery, ash and swish, white whip. Tell me, what's so good about them? They have astringent properties, I believe, and thus improve immunity. Properly prepared, a good tincture is a powerful booster. Correct. They reveal the symptoms of a disease and improve immunity. How would you make a tincture? A lot of the time, it's the longest options. Different combinations of herbs will reveal different symptoms. However, all tinctures boost immunity. The effect comes from the soil, not the herbs themselves. Unente. Clear water and 2 different herbs. You can find both here. Look in the cabinet. Make a single Omar for a start. Alright. We're in the dimension that time forgot. Drugland. Okay. Now, full disclosure, I have played this game before, but I always discover new things about it because I was so tired the last time I played it. I suppose it is befitting. There we go. One of each color. Hello? Our mom has some sort of wicked disease, Doctor. Can you give my little sister something to keep her safe? She's a frail one. September's truly fall. Alright. Now, I do remember this minigame. Essentially, this is the doctoring part of your work, where you can't make people perfect, but if you can provide somebody like a protective medicine once per day. So it's worth it to give people the strongest medicines, because you can only give people one medicine. But like, at the end of every day, the game might check against somebody's immunity, and the higher their immunity, the less likely they are to get sick. So you kind of want to like triage the people that are most important to you. But you might have to do favors for people to keep them safe. You're a doctor, but it's a harsh world. Good. Well, let's get down to curing people. It always comes first. Diagnostics. Correct again, but you're forgetting something. Pain. Pain is a great ally. It reminds us that we're still alive. It drives us to action. However, when a patient is in unbearable pain, we cannot uncover which layer comes out of balance. Of course, we must keep the pain in check. You're better off without preparing Olmars that relieve pain. That knowledge is taboo. Stick to morphine and you'll be fine. Any medicine is fine if it allows you to avoid making cuts. Stick to hard drugs. Morphine. Anyone else perturbed by the amount of morphine that these small children carry around town? I didn't think about it before, but in the original game they carry a lot of drugs. In this game they carry a lot of drugs. Time for the most important part. You remember what a mate is? They're bones, nerves, and flesh. This has always struck me as strange. What about blood and internal? Some text options only make sense on replays, I find. Like, in the tragedy at the beginning, cut a man open for a dry piece of toast. I have seen a fair chunk of spoilers. Like, I have played the game before, as just, I tried to forget most of this game, because I do love it, but I also want to try to be... It's weird. I don't want to be like, oh yes, I know everything, but on the other hand, I don't remember much of this game. Because I would always play it at like 3 in the morning. Not good for sleep. Why aren't bones the deepest layer? I told you time and time again, triangular plots ruin your imagination. I also told you that our ancestors perceived the whole world as a single whole, and treasured its many links and connections. Respect the clarity of thought they possessed. What is most important That's the most important part in your knowledge of the layers. Knowing the exact nature of an illness is not necessarily, well, it's not necessary for healing. Affecting the correct layer, however, can bring a patient back to normal. How do the Olmars and different herbs correspond to these layers? An Olmar can only reveal symptoms of the layer of the same color. Let's say you're making an Olmar from 2 herbs. How do you know which color you will get? One of the herbs decides. You will learn the properties of herbs in due time. Only in this way will you understand how things are connected. Grab more herbs and water. Prepare an Olmar of every color. Go in blind for now and the herbs will reveal themselves to you. Try again and again. That is how you will learn to link things together. I've already made them. I do love that the game essentially tells you, figure it out. I miss this. It used to be... Time was... If you'll let me wax poetic about my old age, I remember a time when you had to make sticks, without a guide in Minecraft, as the old memes went. An Olmar of every color is linked to a specific layer. Tell me how. Also, yeah, no problem. I love streaming this game, really. It's... I needed an excuse to play this game again, really. But I just felt like this would be a new take or something. I'm not entirely sure. An Olmar of every color is linked to a specific layer. How? Only reveal the symptoms on that layer. Correct, however, there's a catch. What do you think it is? One can't always immediately uncover the symptoms that pinpoint a single layer as the one out of balance. Yes. Your job is to eliminate all the wrong possibilities. Yet every single tincture I give the patient hurts them. That is so. You'll have to keep an eye out for pain levels. It's time to act, son. Cover the symptoms. Determine which layer is out of balance. Do your best to use as few Olmars as possible. You have everything you need. Careful. Well, now this is almost like the process of elimination. So as you can see there, the bones layer just got cut out because we got the breath becoming ragged. It's either nerves or blood. And now the pain is through the roof. We need to bring it back down before we can act again. Now we've bought ourselves enough wiggle room. We can try one more. Definitely on the nerves layer. The pupils dilate. The breath is ragged. Huh. Now you know which layer of the illness is hiding on. It's time to administer antibiotics. Single one, right? Yes. You can only administer a single dose. Antibiotics are harmful, as you know. You'll learn to make your own, but later. For now, you can use pills. There should be a stash around here somewhere. Choose the correct one. Now there's no room for mistakes left. So we need the, nervous layer? Yeah. Now, I understand this is a little bit of a tangent, but I could have sworn these names are actually real. I majored in biology, but they sound so familiar to what I remember. Monomycinium, ferromycinium, neomycinium. Maybe old-timey names, but like vancomycin? Here we are. Successful. See? That wasn't so hard. Soon, you will remember everything. You'll make a great healer. A healer I'll be proud of. So sorry you won't be around to see it, Father. Back to the unpleasant world of the waking, I suppose. Small child, where did you go? There you are.
Yep.
Hello? Anyone in there? Can you hear me? For a moment you just stood there. Feeling bad, maybe. The air's thick here in September. Breathe in too deep and you'll pass out. I was just remembering Father. So how does it work? So does it work now? The alembic. Yeah, it does. What about the big one? Don't know yet. Would you like me to look for scrap metal? What do you need to fix it? Cogs and stuff? I'll need a special toolkit. Oh. You can find toolkits in shops, but rarely. But it's doable, but I don't think anyone's selling one right now. But if I see one, I'll let you know. Huh. I haven't seen a single toolkit around anywhere over these past couple of days, so if you find one, let me know. Now, I do love the secret lair. I believe this is a... I've never played the first game. I am too much of a coward, although I have seen it to completion. I love repairing the gun in this game. It's very satisfying. So, I have not played the original game, but I do understand a lot of the major events in it. But, I do think this is an improvement from the previous game. I'm gonna deposit some of our water here. And now is kind of just the time to do some basic work. I love the... I so love Swevery. It's just my favorite. The first one is a drag to play. I've heard that. I have absolutely heard that. I've also heard that the translation, the original translation, was absolutely awful. I heard it was what did TV tropes call it? Like a blind drunk translation or blind idiot translation or something? Because apparently it was just absolute non-stop bizarre questions. Can't wait for the other campaigns. I really hope that they do make them, but I don't know if they're still working on them or not. I haven't heard anything about them. Do we torture ourselves with more coffee? No. I already fell down those steps and, like, broke all of my bones from a 5-foot fall earlier. I probably shouldn't have pushed myself. Hey, I know you were here. Sorry about your loss. Still, think bright thoughts. Earth takes her due, but gives in kind. Have you now remembered me? You remember our connection? That's you, Basagan. All yours, Kirchen. What is your name? So you don't remember at all? No, I don't believe you. I feel like this is all some sort of prank, or game, maybe. This is what you once told me. I often dream of salt. Either its taste, or color, or whole salt pits, or sometimes holding some in my pinched fingers. You remember me now? Never told anyone about it, even my friends, even Lara doesn't know that. Khan, forget Lara. That's not why I'm following you. Why? But you're not heartless, however cruel. I won't leave you. I hold no grudge against you. Just mind this. When you finally remember, when you realize why you need me, do not hold a grudge either. Promise? I'm not the type to hold grudges. Don't send me away. We are bound, you and I. I am yours. Remember that, at least. Alright. Remember. The hunger always sneaks up on me in this game. Goodbye, strange woman. I'm getting a lot of solicitors. Signed by, hello, Newarkin. See? I brought your bowl. Cleaned it up, too. We Katang can never swindle one another. Hope it does talk one day. So you say you'll warn me of danger? Or don't warn me? It will, Norkin. You believed me, and for that you'll be rewarded. Mother Botho and Suok be my witness. Oh. Alright, bye Lara, Kayla. Thank you. I'll call it lucky find. Wonderful. So, got anything to say? Kara Boozley, got any surprises in store for me? How long do I need to wait? Shake your head at least. I hope you're not about to talk yet. I guess I should give you a name? I'll call you Nucher, partner, so that you won't let me down, Kaiklal. Yeah, that suits you. That guy's not... No. There was a guy this morning, like 6 hours ago, that was selling like beef jerky on the railroad tracks, but my inventory was full, and I had nothing but springs and gears to give. And there's one little thing that was embedded in my mind. Every time I picked up a gear or a spring, there was like a scream in the back of my head saying, hold on to it. So I'm not trading those away. Thread, string, springs, cogs. surprisingly more important than bullets. Still, I'm not handing over the Webley. Kinda wish I had one in real life, but I've heard that if you're not careful, you can misfire them. Like if you pull too hard on them. Because how it works is, like the hammer action gets cocked back because the gun has like springs inside it. So like the front of the gun actually wiggles a little bit. And like that bumps everything, and like it was like the first double action revolver, I think, or like automatic or like semi-automatic. I'm terrible with my terminology. Hello, Grace?
There's nothing wrong with... Actually, there's nothing wrong with anything. At all.
Why did you come? You aren't allowed to be here now. Is it true you spoke to my father today? No, didn't. Grace, that's what they call you, right? Look at me. Look at me. All right, fine, it's true. The dead need to be spoken with, otherwise they're in too much pain. The answer? Sometimes. And they do. I feel pain too. Girl told me it kills you slowly. Is that true too? Clara, right? But she praised me, said I'm doing the right thing by consoling the dead. She's a very kind girl, though there are those who hate her for some reason. Does it kill you or does it not? It hurts me. Clara said I have only enough strength for 3 or 4 more conversations. After that, I may die. Well, we need to keep her alive, but she has the ability to speak to the dead. Almost reminds me of Mama Murphy from Fallout 4. What did my father say to you? He said that it hurts, that he never expected it, that it was strange, as if a friend had killed him. He's very sad he didn't get to see you, but he also said nothing would have changed even if you got here on time. Something would have changed. He'd still be alive. I need rest. Can you come back later, please? I don't feel well. I don't feel so well right now. Immediately the toughest choice. Do I let her rest, or do I push for the investigation's sake? I'm flipping a coin. Heads, we be nice and not push her limits. And of course I dropped the coin in the dark. Okay. Another coin. Heads. Alright. Letting sleeping dogs lie for now. See if she can talk to him tomorrow. Is that... I don't like that. I don't like this entire little... What... You... Murky.
And I will get a dog. Teach it to be a tiger. I'll call it Brumby.
Why did you come here? I don't need you. Nobody here needs you. We're not friends with her anymore anyway. What are you doing here? Being scared? Of? She's killing herself. Grace is. She doesn't care. Yeah, I figured that out already. She talks to the dead for real. Touches them with her head, but it kills the living. I'm telling her that's not how it's done, but she won't listen. How it's done? Like there's a different way. There is another way. I can show you. Come on, just walk with smaller steps. Alright, let's go. Huh. Well, hello.
Nobody ever did give me a pony after all.
Here? Here, I guess. Here. Huh. Beautiful here. Shh. Listen to Swevery grow. Swevery? We need Swevery. And Twire. A blade of each kind. It's pretty. It is, but I'm not sure what you want me to do. Now you go pick grass. Which plants? I just told you. Swevery and 3 kinds of Twire. Pretty blades. Don't you know which grass is magic? Alright. Oh. Okay, now, this is going to sound absolutely absurd, but one thing I do remember from picking plants in this game, it's actually more effective to, like, unfocus your eyes. Not to go cockeyed, but, like, if you unfocus your eyes, you can actually just notice it more. It's strange.
Slugs and snails and puppy dog tails.
Yes, these are the right blades. Magic enough. How can you tell which herbs are magic? The ones that grow from a person. A person in the ground, I mean. Like Mom and Dad. How? You wanted to talk to your dad, right? I still do. Go ahead then. Talk to him. What do you... How? I thought you wanted to teach me. What am I supposed to teach? You just need to want it really hard. Close your eyes tight, too. It'll happen. Let's just... Both of these options are unpleasant. I want to believe her. Everything in this town is bizarre. There are worm men walking afoot. Artemy, how can you be so... oddly stubborn? It's all just daydreaming? I did not lie. I did not. I don't need you. Nuh-uh. At all. Artemy, calm down. It's my own fault for taking a kid too seriously. Sometimes you just need to pick the less mean options. What is there about you to love? I don't want to. Nuh-uh. I'm not imposing myself on you. Okay. Well, it teleported us out here, out into the field of the bizarre stones. But, okay, first of all, I also love the sound of Swevery. Not only is it the best plant in my opinion, but it just sounds right. Everything about it. Meanwhile, the other Twire just sounds like bugs in your ear. It's like reverse ASMR. Give me that. But it's also really good for you. I don't know. Say so much. Let's wander back into the direction of town. I think this is almost everything. I think Olgimski's just gonna say, no, Termitary's locked, go away. And that'll be the end of that one. And then I think, visiting the Polyhedron, I don't know. I'm moving the wrong direction. Yeah, I gotta probably move, double time. But I also need this stuff. If I stuff my pockets now, I'll have plenty of drugs in the future. It's the only one that's totally unique. Yeah, Swevery is totally unique, and honestly, I kind of wish it existed in real life, because it's genuinely pretty. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder what Swevery would taste like, or what Twire tastes like. I imagine it almost tastes like what's it called? Like propolis tincture, like bee spit, where it's like a pollen thing extracted from beehives. It probably tastes like herbal medicine, or like wax mixed with Lysol or something. Plenty of drugs in the future. Yeah. Yeah, I would drink more if it didn't make me so tired. But, On the other hand, sobriety's also nice. Hello, Wonder Bowl. Do I have... I should drop this off at the workshop, but I should also keep it with me, so... It's not hurting anyone. Now, this stuff, the Mountain Dew, is my personal favorite. It just, I really love the loading screens and the artwork of this game, but sticky implies that it's bitter. Yeah, I think they also say that Swevery is bitter. Like, plain but resilient. Yeah. But, each blade, I think they said... Oh, no, when you go to the, what's it called? When you go to the Broken Heart, I think sometimes oh my gosh, names. Artemy will comment on, like, on Twire, where he'll be like, Black Twire, that's my favorite. Or, like, Red Twire will just make bitter Twirine, or stuff like that. So I think he mentions that. Like, on a couple of occasions. Like, he mentions a couple of them. But, it's so bizarre. But Blacktwire. Yeah, no, they're unique, but not unique enough. Okay, I think I do not have enough inventory space. What am I telling myself? I need a cloak. I think that's how you get more. I'm gonna use this to stay alive. And awake. Perfect. Now, I think... Yeah. Yeah. Now, unfocus your eyes. And listen for the sound, and then just try... Now, some of them are dead giveaways, like, Blacktwire will stick out like a sore thumb, but the brown and red stuff, sometimes even Swevery, not so much. Yeah. Honestly, I kind of forget the Broken Heart exists, but that's how I got the money for the gun. I think I already picked over this place before, so yeah, I think I already crossed through here earlier in the day, so there's more. It's the most addicting sound ever. I have to imagine that's what they mean with the kin and how they can hear plants or, like, talk to them. Just is in their head. It's a sixth sense. I guess the ordinary Russians just can't. I don't know. Would it be better to be a member of the kin in this town and have some sort of supernatural connection to the land? Would it be better to live as, a foreigner in a strange land, which is also still your hometown, but not? I don't know. You have to pick between, being a second-class citizen, but connected to magic and superstition, but also having strict rules, or, having freedom, but also being way in over your head. I don't know. Town's a chimera, like they said. I must have already been here. Huh. I suppose the townsfolk have their own things, though. The children have the souls and halves and things, and the polyhedron. So it's not like the Russians are without magic and superstition in their own right, but the kin are tied to the land. Oh. I don't know. If you had to pick a team, who would you be on? Now, I don't know if I really need much, but I would like to pick up peanuts. And do I have room? Yeah, I do. Wait, I don't have money. Right, I spent it all on a gun. Not a good trade. This is definitely not a good trade. Yeah. That'll work. It kind of works. By the way, if you hear some sort of deep noise in the background, like a thumping, I apologize. That's not anywhere near my apartment. Yeah, in role-playing, I sometimes wonder if Artemy would be selling these possibly sacred plants to the Broken Heart. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't know if... I mean, it'd be a way to raise money, but even from a gameplay perspective, you can sell it, but you're hurting yourself. Because the plants are so critical in the end.
Wisdom's good to possess.
So,
Better still,
everything's choices.
Cleverness.
And here comes Artemy. Artemy of the Academy. What do you need? Any insights on what's going on, Rotem? Oh, sure, I've got insight. Got everything in sight. Death has his hands full. Our grand leader Simon drew his last breath. What else do you want to know about? The bosses and their schemes, or the rumor mill? I mean, the bosses want to kill each other. What else is new? How about the rumor mill? Let's see. Simon's dead, but you already know that. The ground refused to accept your dad, too. You know that, too. An awful bachelor arrived from the capital. Some odd girl arrived the same day as you, too. Curious one. Half sure she's some saint. tore my soul out and hanged it out to dry. The odd girl. The lady with the red hat, yeah? Just something about her. You know me, I've got a keen intuition. Wouldn't have made it this far otherwise. I feel she's not entirely human, even. Sabrovs took her in. Apart from the Sabrovs, who else holds power now? Still the same. Sabrov the Hawk is in charge, but he's all squawk. The Canes, as usual, rack their brains about how to move the town downriver. Quacks, all of them. The tower already floats. Mark my words, they'll hang the next district in the clouds. As for the Master, well, the Master. I mean Fat Vlad? Sure do. He's sitting pretty, the ugly bastard. Put me at the heart of the warehouses. No complaints here. Quaint little abode, and under my feet, a whole railroad. You don't bother Vlad, and he won't bother you neither. He's a scumbag. He's a money bag, first and foremost, friend. He runs the whole machine, feeds the town, and allows us but not just me, but everyone here. How many folks work at the cannery? At the station? The warehouses alone house 400, and everyone gets paid solid coin. I guess. Guesswork will get you nowhere here. And leave Fats alone. He's on a roll, and anyone not on his payroll will get stomped flat. He wants something from me, but I have no idea what. Hello? What? Can't click that one. You step people. All you know is herding cows and pushing plows. We have to look to tomorrow, cub. You think the Canes are interested in architecture for what? Its own sake? Even so, who will pay for it? Gotta think with your stomach at least some of the time. The Master is a shrewd man, although he did ban entrance to the Termitary. Of that, I wasn't a friend. Yeah, what's going on with that? Folks there had problems with Fat Vlad and almost turned violent. Makes sense, too. 5,000 animals are bound to turn into beasts. Your kind is like a pack of dogs. One howls and the rest follow, but, still. I could be very angry at him, but he's also a useful shopkeep. Yeah. None of the choice... Yeah, you're right about that, picking what side. None of them are wrong. Sabrom seems to respect the rules of just, I suppose, the world. Like, Sabrom is the law. You know, he's the idea of order. Not necessarily harmony, but of enforcing judgment, in a way. But then... Vlad is about, like, life and mundane life and prosperity at any sake, almost. And the Canes are all about ideology and, like, spiritualism and trying to be more than you are. Meanwhile, actually, who else does that leave? No, I suppose the Ogimskis are also more in touch with the kin, but the kin aren't in touch with the Ogimskis. I don't know. It's a strange spectrum of philosophy, and it all comes clashing together in a way that's very hard to explain in 500 words or less. You know, if I find out more, I'll be sure to tell you. You have any bullets for sale? You do, but I could sell you a bullet to... This is gonna bite me in the end, I know it. But, one bullet for 4 needles? No, for now. 200 word limit makes it tough, but I'm gonna do it while you play. Yeah, I mean, help yourself. I think you have the entire comment section to yourself, too. Like, you got the entire chat. Who's here? I haven't seen... Oh, very nice. Yeah, I think you have the entire comment section or chat section to yourself, so I mean, help yourself. Type as much as you like, I suppose. Now... Yeah. On to Vlad. I need blood. Nothing. You there? Soap for a needle? I'll do it, if only because it clears up the inventory space. I'm not gonna repair these gloves. I think you get better ones later on, maybe? I can't remember. Been a while. But I'm glad I don't remember, because that's the way I like it. I've already raked most of these bins, I think. Oh. Yeah, Yeah, no. Too much money problem, but the game implies that without him, there's basically no town. Has to import everything they make and meat's their currency. Yeah. Speaking of meat being currency, if you ever want that to be in the literal sense, play West of Loathing. That game is bizarre because, like, that game, I don't know, West of Loathing just has this bizarre theme to it where it's silly, but then, like, underneath the world is, like, meat. Just the meat world. And just, like, veins of meat that you dig up like gold, and it's gross.
Someone
Hello.
must be punished for this sin.
You're a restless soul, Master Barak. Or have you come around to my plan? I need to get into the termitory. What else? What for, if I may ask? There's a girl in there I want to meet. Do you, by any chance, mean Overseer Tai Cheek's daughter? Yes. Small wonder. Tai Cheek's daughter is adored there, worshipped, even, catered to, and taken care of. Without you, she'll be fine. Worry not. And yet, I would like to have permission to enter. There's no need for you to visit the termitory, my boy. No need at all. It's my domain. I know what I'm talking about. What's going on in there? The rabble rebels, my boy. The rabble rebels. Working people are easily roused, quick to abandon their humanity and turn into rabid beasts. Or that's what they are. It's fine, though. They'll come around, but as long as they're rowdy, I keep them locked tight. It will boil over. This is not the first time. Perhaps it's time you started paying them. Don't tell me how to run my business, my boy. I like you. For now, don't show me your teeth, and I won't have to show you mine. Yours are sharp, I know that. You have no idea what you're talking about, Marach. What did they tell you about the termitory? That it's a prison? I built that behemoth of a bunkhouse after the wooden town burnt down. They're crammed together in there. Well, they weren't before. It's tight because they're breeding. Do people breed when their conditions are poor? No. They die out. They'd have more space if they did, but they don't. Am I making my point clear? Come on, don't shout, you'll have a stroke. To be fair, one side of his face is obviously limp. So it's almost implied in a way that he had a stroke. Even in the first game, he spoke in a slow, bizarre manner, but in this it's much more obvious that he's a man in poor health. But it almost does seem like, yes, he had a stroke. Fine. Let's drop the subject. Oh, yeah. I can't reach Taya for now. Yeah. Yeah, the Canes are almost my favorites, but in the way that they want to make people better, and they're not overtly evil, either. They just want to engineer the human soul, but more in a way of, like, encouraging people to hatch from their human-shaped cocoons. Which sounds like the plot to some kind of horror story, but that couldn't be. This is a horror game. It doesn't happen. How does an organ dealer on the same side of town slip under the radar when you're a royal ruler? Useful. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say... I also think that Var is kind of... like, he's around for a reason. Like, I think people want him. You know, it's, like, if people wanted him gone, I get the feeling that he would have been dead and gone a long time ago. But it almost seems like he has value, since he runs an entire business, and he's willing to confront people in the warehouses. You know, say, hey, Artemy, give me blood and organs for money. It's obvious he's been at this for a long time, but... like, even as an assistant and a shop, And it's only behind, like, one door. So... Then again, this town is kind of... It's nice in a way, because people seem to understand boundaries. Like, everybody seems cold and unfriendly, and part of that is because they don't talk, but when you actually talk to them and, you know, trade with them and get to know people, they behave. Like, they're respectful, in a way. You know, they're honest. There's a human element to it all. Which is not surprising, but it just means the townspeople are written better. And they're generic mooks. Yet they're still so lifelike at times. Which makes the Uncanny Valley doll appearance even more fitting, I suppose. Policeman. Militsioner. I forgot how you say bullet in Russian. У вас есть... Hold on. I need to remember. English to Russian. I need to. Bullet. Пуля. У вас есть пуля? Милиция. Извини, господин, у вас есть пуля? I'm sure you could definitely ask somebody for bullets. Well, now that I think about it, it's not that weird. People used to, like, have shooting practice in public parks. Like, time was 120 years ago. If you went to, like, Times Square, you could go to, like, a shootout. Like, not shooting at each other, but, you know, just, like, getting the bird shot and going out with the shotguns to you know, blast some clay pigeons. Like, you could do that in the middle of a city. And they used to be all over the place. You know, trap shooting is still around, but... Yeah, so I suppose... Oh. Speak of the devil. Look alive, brothers and sisters. This one is in cahoot with Notkin's crew. So tell me, old man, which side are you really on? Side? I am on nobody's side, because nobody is on mine. Oh, yeah, no, I am an American. I am an American. And I've just been studying Russian for the fun of it. There you go, I'm on my own. What do you want, anyway, big man? Have you come to drag us home? Tough luck. We're going home when we want and not a minute earlier. As I see it, there's a fight brewing here. What's the problem, kids? That is our great conflict, old man. The souls in a half see our tower as the root of all evils, and we can't live without it. The tower makes people into super people. The souls in a halves would rather become mindless pets. So if they want to be beasts, why are you the ones wearing the dog masks? For a good reason. These masks remind us we're still beasts, and the true humans inside us are yet to come out. They can't see well, they're almost deaf, and they speak only in gibberish. Lots of room left for growth. What's with the 4-on-1? First of all, it's 4-on-1.5. He does have half a soul more than ordinary folk. Second, we're not here to kick his ass. They're the ones keen on bashing us with clubs and worse. Us, we're a peaceful bunch. We fight only in self-defense. Uh-huh. Why did you drive him up there like a cat up a tree? We're teaching him discipline. He should get used to heights. You don't mind if I go upstairs and talk to him too, do you? Go ahead, what's stopping you? See for yourself. The higher you go, the better it gets. Great. See ya. Strange children. Hello? Now this stuff, Now this amazed me when I watched people play this game. You know, the first one. Isn't there something? Yeah, there's a box up here. Hold on. Hold on, child. I understand your life is in danger, but I need to raid this stash. See that? Buttons. Here, you can have a broken morphine ampule. I don't know if you're supposed to leave items behind, but I think they said you're supposed to, like as a rule of the game. And this gives me vertigo just standing up here in a game. So what did they tell you? You kids play curious games these days. Oh, you know what? Will they beat you if you get down? Hell if I know. You need help? We'll manage our own. As you wish. That's alright. All will be quiet when we gather at the station this evening. That's our no man's land. Good place. So you gather at the cargo station? At the passenger one. We used to gather at the cargo. It was cooler, but now it's all boarded off. We'll only end up with broken legs, and we got girls and little kids there, too. So, we gather at the platform now. I'll drop by if that's fine by you. Stop prying. Grown-ups aren't welcome there when we gather. You ruin everything. Fine, fine. Fair enough. I'm still going to that station. Ugh. When you hold down shift and run on these stairs, it kind of tugs you in a direction slightly, like 5 degrees to the left or right, so I feel like I'm sliding off the stairs, and it's very, very disorienting. Considering like a 5-foot fall was enough to drop me to half health, I don't want to see what would happen if I actually slipped and fell. It sure is tantalizing, though. Okay, these wells, I really like these. I know that's also a silly thing to say, but the art direction in this game is very solid. I could buy these hard drugs off you, but I think I'm going to hold on to this stuff. You have anything? More hard drugs? See what I mean? They've all got hard drugs. Well, except for him. He's got vitamin C. Playground. You know what? I have time. Do I? Oh, it's almost 8 in the evening and I'm not even... Yeah, if I loop around there and then go through the step land, I think I might be able to get some plants along here. I think there's a cache on this side. I'm kind of cheating. I don't have time to mess with the playground. Maybe after. I think there's another playground on the other side of the river anyway. Oh boy. Exhaustion is really getting up there. Okay. Now I'm assuming there'd be no plague if you didn't go... Yeah! Yeah, that's absolutely true, huh? You know, I love this game, but I have to admit that it feels like the developers made this game operating under the assumption that everybody knew at least a little bit about it. Which is fine, it's a remake, but it sometimes feels like they could have done a better job making this noob-friendly. You know, like if I jumped into this game completely blind, having never watched any playthroughs of this game or hearing about it at all, besides maybe rumors, I think I would be a little bit lost. I don't think the lore is 100% explained. Not that it needs to be, that adds to the mystique, but sometimes it feels like they add so many names and things, but don't explain them. I don't have anything to trade. It's a shame. Okay. Child? You have anything? More hard drugs? Yeah, you know, I think they say that they... I think, now that you mention that, I think in the first game there's a playground. Maybe after I'll trade after I get out. But I think now that you mention it, I could have sworn they do say that, like, they steal pills, like, from their parents in the first game. Like, they steal needles and knives and small razor blades and pills. Like, they're not just finding them, they're actively going out of their way to gather them. And that may have been wasteful, but I don't have the space to hold everything. But I could have sworn, now that you mention it, that they actually do admit to stealing from their parents at some point. Wouldn't surprise me. Wow. This is a rich loot side of town. Children, you were waiting for me, yeah? Now, lend me your eyes and ears. We trust you, so we'll let you in on the game. Whoa, sounds important. Very much so. We've never ever allowed an adult into the great game. It's forbidden. You'll be the first, or rather the second. Believe me, we wouldn't invite you if not for that first one. What first one? The one. The one everyone's after. The person who's, well, the old man. I mean, your father. I mean, you know. Have you, like, seen them? I think the translation broke down a little bit here. There's a typo, and I don't understand what this entry means, so let's click this one. We've seen whatever they left in our game. That's enough. What game? So let me explain. We have these caches, lots of them all over the town. That's where you leave messages and gifts for one another. It's a test of intuition. If you find one, you get to the next level. It also tests greed. Whoever takes items without giving anything in return gets kicked out. But that's not important. Not what you should be thinking about. What should I be thinking about then? The murderer left some items tonight from the old man. Bloody. Something and a scary note saying that they know we'll try to catch him and that we're reading it and that they see all. It shook me in my boots. Where do you find those items? Oh, there's 2 caches nearby, the dam and the bowspirit. Go and you'll see for yourself. Only, if you take from a cache, leave something too. Respect the rules or it'll all go south. I'll follow the rules. The players already gather here in the stone yard, next to the caches, I mean. They've already been to the middle town and the earth. Maybe they found something there, too. I believe 3 parties are already here. They might know more, but I don't know where they are. I've been standing here waiting for you to pass by like an idiot. Alright, let's play. What? Okay. Children's stash. Do I have time? Yeah, I think I have time. Here's hoping I can trade away some of this junk to get to that stash. I can't get... Yeah, I figured. Hate to break it. Hate to break it to you, big fella, but we won't let just anyone in. I need to speak to Khan. Khan? What do you need from him? Important business. We'd know if he wanted to see you. Know why you're all grown up? Because you forgot how to lie. There's an art to it. I'm not getting in, am I? Those are the rules. The tower's ours. No adults allowed. So the tower is chock full of kids? We got some space left. There's only 700 of us. Holy shit, are you sure it won't fall? You're asking too many questions. Tell him with these games. Tell Khan I said hi. Yeah, and that's the last thread? No. Mixing water and herbs. Okay. Looked at all the herbs. Reuben is an idiot. Okay. I think that's almost everything today. Some kids gathered at the station. Except that. The station. I think that's the last thing I have going. So... is there a boat here? No, there's not. I wish you could jump from here to here. This is my least favorite part of the town. Is, the west side. This travel kind of breaks down. Which makes it a challenge. I'm not gonna lie. It is convenient in that regard, but it is definitely a challenge. Okay, I can take a boat from... Yeah, I'm gonna go up there, down, across, then boatman to Laura's house. Then, actually it might just be faster to run. Yeah, just gonna have to zigzag up and down. I don't like it. But I don't really have the option of choice. Or the luxury of choice. Yeah. Wait, did they say the Bachelor campaign is going to be around? Really? I didn't know that they were still working on it. I thought they had stopped. I thought they had heard that like they had officially axed the Changeling campaign. But maybe not? I don't know. I need... Good, sir. I can't repair that, but I wish I could. I need the inventory space. Actually, I could have traded that. I could have traded that knife to a child. What am I doing with my life? You, child. Would you care for a razor blade? No. Both are great to go from north to south, not so much west to east. Yeah, I would believe that. The navigation system is definitely a little bit funky. I need more fast-traveled coins. I didn't realize I already... Oh, I already have 12. Never mind. Official early 2020. Now that's exciting. I didn't hear about that. I don't have enough room in my inventory. Yeah, I'm gonna need to use this coffee. Oof. Oh. Ow. Oh, my bones. And if coffee killed you in real life like this, I would be a corpse 7 times over by now. Small child? Immunity boosters. Now, all these children don't have much good loot on them, but I also need the inventory space, so I'm just going to start trading away. Food would be kind of nice right about now. I don't want to be caught with my pants down, because hunger sneaks up on you in this game. The morphine would be really good, too. I'm just going to have to call Uncle and start trading in for items. Not that this isn't a good thing. This is very good. But also, it's a little bit of a waste. I'm not gonna lie. But I also need this stuff eventually. Morphine is tremendously useful. I think the broken scissors are better for the rag and bone man. Oh, she wants 10 for that? No, thank you. Ugh. Now, I think the buttons are also tremendously useful, so... it's not a good trade. Probably making people cry with these trades, but, just need the inventory space. Perfect. Okay. Borrow my favorite line from World War Z. With this low health, it almost looks like I am seeing the world through, quote, hell-colored glasses, end quote. I'm one mugger's knife away from, death right now. A new game? They released a new...
Foot has made a mess. The guilty party will soon confess.
What? I've never seen this before. Tread lighter, will you? Or you'll wake up the mistress. Victoria will be fine, but what if you disturb Nina? I've heard about the caches. Yeah, we know. Sleepyhead told us you were in. Here's one cache. We found odd things inside. Play well, will you? Don't let us down. How do you even play this game? It's a game of trust. You'll figure it out as you play, and we figure you out. Everyone's wondering what the old man's replacement will be like. Fair enough. We sometimes get together in the Nutshell. It's like a place. We go there in the evening, in the morning, even at noon. All in all, we come and go as we please. If you get a lead, go to the Nutshell, will you? You'll find someone there, eh? See you, kiddos. Yeah, cash is there. Okay. Yeah, I think I heard... I know Ice Pick Lodge made one very, like, lighthearted game. Not like... It wasn't... The tone reminds me of, like, Viva Pinata. Like, just this very... It's like a lighthearted puzzle game. Something about cranes or gravity or something? I don't remember. It's a little, like, physics game, but it's, like, bright and colorful and cheerful, and then all the comment sections about it are filled with people saying, lol, this is just like... Yes, I will take that. Yeah, I will definitely take that. Here, you can have an egg. I don't care. Actually, no, you can have a needle. I'm keeping the egg. There you go. I'm good. So... I'm not using it because I'm gonna die if I use it, but touch. Smells like medicine. A dangerous idea for a game. Destroying this would be the responsible thing to do. Destroying. Know by heart. Huh? Now I need to look that up after this. But yeah. You know what? I hope Ice Pick Lodge makes a whole bunch of money off this, and I hope they become like the next From Software. You know, making weird, gloomy, or artsy games that are full of meaning and cool design. But instead of, you know, being all about dodging and slashing, it's more just about like I guess, mood and puzzle solving. Pathologic just fits this weird sweet spot inside my head. Where, like, it's the perfect layer of gloom. And horror, but... Man. Imagine a half-dead man. You're playing at the playground, and you're trading knives with your friends, and then a half-dead man comes stumbling up out of the woods and starts trading you knives. What do you do? I guess they're used to this. That's a bullet. I'm doing the responsible thing here by taking this off this child's hands. We're not going to question where he got a bullet, why he has a bullet. But he had a bullet on him. I will buy more morphine from these children. Whoa. Oh, they really want raisins. Oh no, walnuts. Okay. That's a trade. There, I have a little bit more inventory space. Did they restock their inventories? I swear, I'm seeing more trade deals here than I had before. There we go. A little bit more inventory space. How many more? Wow, 5 morphine is actually pretty good for so early in the game. Okay. So one thing I haven't gotten the hang of yet is like scheduling streams. I've kind of just been doing it off the cuff, but I also have a very open schedule these days, so maybe I should start like actually running a schedule. I wish I had a lockpick right now. Because that's the perfect trade. The immunity booster and the... I gotta stop asking the policeman for trade. It's gonna break my heart. Hello? Stranger? You have useful things for trade, but I don't really... I should hold on to the chisels. Yeah. They have items reloaded. Really? I didn't realize that. Like, I thought you had to wait for them to, like, completely respawn. Yeah, I don't know how, like, the respawn mechanisms work for, like, loot in this game. I only have a vague notion that I am going to get diminishing returns if I keep on taking the same path over and over again. You know, I should mix up my route so I can go dumpster diving in places where I haven't been yet. And that seems to work for me. I don't know. Stillwater. You know, I could have sworn there's someone out there. Is it Jacob Cohn, his channel? I believe somebody found a place that looks like this. Like, that must have been the inspiration for this, like an actual, like, circular house. Like it exists somewhere out there in Europe. And they posted a video of it, and, like, they got to go inside it, and, you know, they're, like, superimposing the pathologic indoor music over it, and it was cool, but I think that's a real house in real life, which is incredible to think about. Not that it'd be hard to make a circular house, but it just connects you. You know, I've never been this way before. This feels special. This feels like a special path. Like I've never taken this specific route before. What is that tower? The town is a real place? No way. Like, is it? I didn't realize that, I think this is something you visit in, like, the Changelings playthrough. Yeah. By train, no airports. Yeah, there's a couple of those out in Russia. There's, the one I can think of the most is, Norilsk, which is way up north, like, on the Arctic Ocean. And the only reason the town exists is because they got this gigantic nickel mine that's responsible for, like, what? a fifth of the world's nickel or something. Like, they just export ridiculous amounts of it. The pollution is crazy. But the pay is so good that people stay. It's crazy. Crazy to think about. But it's an interesting place to live in. If you can, you know, survive past age 50. Work there for a summer. Maybe it'd be worth it. I don't know. My previous job... You can't go there right now because of COVID. Yeah. Can't have much of anything in this current year. Ugh. Man. In that bottle. And now my previous job, without getting too personal or nothing, no. The previous job I did, I worked in like a lab, and we were around solvents and like jet fuel and stuff all the time. I had to like, you know, haul drums of toxic waste, and they had this big freight elevator. The whole place was it was cool. It was like a major factory, and you know, it was like, you know, it was a sprawling plant and a whole bunch of laboratories, and I'd be, you know, I was the Igor that fetched the brains around a lot of these laboratories, working for some people making stuff. But a lot of the stuff that we did involved jet fuel, and I'd be having to fetch them from this room where you'd have like electric grounding wires that you would attach to the jerry cans so you wouldn't, you know, blow yourself up. And it was cool, but it almost reminds me of Norilsk in a way that, you know, or I guess what people must think of when they work at like a refinery or something, you know. There's just lines of work that are toxic, but so lucrative if you do it right. But it must be a trade-off.
Maria better, for we will soon become rivals.
You've interrupted a difficult conversation. I think you should leave. Perhaps I can help? I understand there are things you want to know. You think we might tell you if you ask right, but we won't. Not now. You're an interloper. Fine, I'm leaving then. I'll talk to you. Out now.
Save to touch.
No, I feel like provoking. What are you doing here? Dividing power. Not required. Who knows? One more word from you and everything will break. I told you to get lost. Are you stupid? I really don't like Maria Kane. I remember her now. Just wondering how you survived this long with manners like those. Hello?
Close your eyes. Let me kiss them.
No. Why did you interrupt our argument? What argument? There used to be two mistresses, right? Nina and Victoria. One burned, the other soothed. Nina died, so Katerina replaced her. Then Victoria died, and Katerina was torn apart. Now there are no more mistresses. The town is unprotected. Do you follow? Not really. QED. But it's none of your concern, Brach. So you bumped into us accidentally, whatever. But why couldn't you keep your big mouth shut? Don't you understand that words have power? You utter a word 'cause you're bored, and the whole world and the whole future changes. Changes constantly. Listen carefully, Barach. Look at me. I will make it so you can only talk to people when it doesn't interfere with my plans. This is your first warning. If you get in my way again, I'll take your speech away completely. This is just so meta. You know what? It's not your doing. I wasn't always able to speak to who I wanted to before anyway. So, yeah, take that. Shot myself in the foot. Thank you very much. I have the technology to talk and really figure this out. Yeah, it's an interesting trade-off. You know, you can build a rocket ship to send the CEOs to the stars, but not so much the day laborers right now. So, some kind of a balance. Clara? I despise her, which is kind of the point. I love her writing, but her character is intentionally grating. But she is also intensely important to the story, but also a wild card. So, it's effective. Her writing is very effective because it leaves me very muddled and confused, but also impressed and mystified. So, she's written perfectly, in this perfect antagonizing, yet also enrapturing and confusing, but also important way. She talks big like she's a fate, but yet she also seems completely incompetent and unable to affect any kind of change in the story. But she also seems to be a weaver of fates, so I think they did a very good job at writing her, because I hate her, but I love to hate her. And I also love her character, but I also hate her character. I understand she was written as kind of like a throwaway character, but she also fits in bizarrely. I don't know. She didn't have much of a place in the first game. Second game? I don't know. White, yellow, red, blue, green. What are you kids doing? Train summoning. Is it working? There's too few of us. Not enough power. Then, like, tug of war? Why do you ask, Uncle Hunchback? And you're so huge, like a giant. Another translation thing. Can I help? Actually, you are really big. Maybe you can help. Do you know how to train summon? I used to, but it's been a while. Look, first off, you have to wish really, really hard for it to come. Can you do that? Definitely. Next, you need to give it a name. It needs to be an adjective, so it'll be adjacent. Got it? Abrupt. Last, find the dead end of a railroad, the southernmost one that goes into the steppe and curves a bit. Stand there and think real hard about how it needs to come soon, and call it by the name held in your mind. Will you? Fine, if I don't have to say it out loud. At least perhaps I'll try later. And I do remember I did try it. I don't think anything happens. Maybe I did it wrong, but I don't remember anything happening, and I don't want to do it again because I don't have the time. It's almost nightfall. 2 weeks late already, and I'm waiting for a wonderful parcel. Candy? Nope. Stamps. And my daddy's peaked cap from the war. Huh? Sounds cool. Huh. Racing train. Fast. Faster. Fastest train. Speedy. Lightning quick. Immediate. Ugh. I guess I'm choosing wrong names. The train? Try swearing. I do like that the clocks actually work in this game. I know that's a minor thing. Wow! Have I really, like, done everything there is to do in the day? Huh. Nice. Very nice. Excellent, even. Okay, I might have time to make it to this stash, then. And then I might have time to... Where's the nearest place I can crash? Laura's house, I guess. Yeah. But I'm not happy about it. Maybe... I think there's stuff to do at night. Not this night, though. I think night 3? I don't remember. Things get serious later on. Ugh. Ever since they mentioned that the water is toxic, I always feel creeped out by wading through it. It makes me feel like it's just unclean. Like wading through an oil slick. Ugh. Okay. Not gonna lie. The ambience is really getting to me. Look at that. I'm taking a picture of this, hold on. Perfect. Although everything's a little bit red. But... such a pretty game. Am I almost there yet? Almost. Oh god. Howling wind is really getting to me. Hello? Stranger? You just... Okay. Welcome back. Oh, where is it? I've seen this cache before, but yeah, here it is. Perfect. shotgun shells. I've switched the... Oh, wow. Wow. Polyhedron always amazes me. Yeah. William, I really wish that... I don't know. As a kid, I always wanted to be an architect. Then I learned it's all about math. But it turns out the Canes were really good at math. Note, he doesn't know about the station, I'm sure. So it's safe. Ginger's allowed today. Bounces on the stem like a spring. Yeah, I think I remember that. And there's a story about it being like a... In the first game, I think... Oh, that's everything to be done today. Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna take the boat up to, names. Clara's house. Clara. Look at that. Oh, it's creepy. The flying buttresses just make it look like a giant spider. I imagine the polyhedron is very light. Like, it looks like it's made of paper. You know, it's a giant paper lantern, almost. And that's the effect. Right. Let's take it to Lara's house. I need to crash on her couch for like 2 hours. Come on. I don't have blood, do I? No, no blood. Okay. The random noises that come from houses really add, you know, bizarre chanting, strange machinery sounds, howling. Can't talk to you, okay. But I need drugs. I need to eat something. I need to drink something. I need to take some morphine, some well-earned morphine. It's made of glass? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was made of glass. I'll sleep an hour at first. Yeah, I figured I'd have a dream.
It will be as I say.
Rax Taglur. Don't be afraid. We're all on the same side for now, aren't we? We're the kids from Father's List. We're all grateful to you. We know protecting us isn't easy, but you'll still do it. You make sure we live. There are 7 of you, but there's an 8th on the list. Where is he? Here, for now. Easy Adur. Is he behind that door? We think it's your father behind the door, but maybe the 8th is transitioning already? Have you discovered who he is? We're curious too. Why? Because he's the Adur. If he lives, so do we. If he begins to die, so will be. So will be. So will we. Translations. What's an Adur? Those children sitting on the bench up there. I recognize them. Apart from the 7 kids, there was an 8th on the list. A Durch. A Durch, perhaps? Who or what is it? I suppose I will one day have to find out. Khan barely leaves the new building across the river. Can't reach him. Yeah, I figured as much. Alright. There'll have to be enough sleep for now. And enough healing, too. I gotta make it. That I am shop open soon. Only the doctors saw it as a kind of paper tower. Yeah. Does it look different in the Haruspex's playthrough in the first game? Like, does it change the material based on what character you're playing as? That'd be really cool. But I think it doesn't. But that would be really cool if, like, the town changed a little bit, depending on what playthrough. So, like, you know, I guess, the Haru Specs' playthrough. Everything's a little bit washed out in color, and your connections to the townsfolk are more meaningful. But then with the Doctor, colors are brighter, but you also are, you know, an outsider. You'd have different music and stuff. Although that's a lot of work, obviously. But it could really drive home the point that you're a different character with a different perspective on the world. You know? It's almost midnight, isn't it? Yeah, almost. We're getting there. Child? No. Uh-oh. Several events will unfold this night and become unavailable by dawn. Uh-oh. I don't like the sound of that. That's almost as threatening as hold shift to run.
Faster and faster with each passing day. A day is over and night falls. And in that brief night, something will be irretrievably lost.
Well, so, there you are. Black Twire, my favorite. Swevery is my favorite still. I need to start clearing up more inventory space. See, I'm running out of food already. That jerky, the pemmican's worth it. I need more lemons.
I can work miracles. I just lay hands on a person and they... You know, if they had cancer or a tumor or something in the blood. I'm not very good with terms, but God loves me.
3 years ago, a cure for typhoid was found. 4 years ago for the Blue Death. A year ago for a strain of smallpox. Science is all-powerful.
Local medicine can do a lot. Although while studying, I started to see it as backwards, but it did work at times.
Well, satisfied with your boasting? Trying to impress each other like little kids? Unbelievable.
Enough with this ridiculous meeting, you bunch of quacks. No type of medicine will help you here.
Oh wow, that's a very close by dead item shop. That's very... Hello? Grown man, why are you standing in the playground alone? I need the springs, I really do. Wow, perfect. Oh. Let's repair the scalpel. And get another, sharpening stone. You there. Hands where I can... Oh, I wasted a bullet. But I also just saved the day. I'm a hero! Am I gonna... Yeah. Thirst and immunity are up. That was probably a waste, but I really need the space. But I also really just wasted that too. Oh. No. I can clear up a little bit of space if I... This is such a dumb idea. But I can get the blood there. And then I can't loot organs. Hello, stranger. You are the... Oh, you are so creepy, but also friendly. Nothing to say tonight, huh? Well, I know what I'm going to trade for first. If I have any. Oh, this is wonderful. 2 schmouters at the end of day 2. Oh. Can also... Milk. Bullets. I'm gonna trade off these, maybe I want to hold on to the fishing hooks. Also so useful. I'm gonna hold on to the lockpick. It's only worth so much. Oh. Feels so good to have inventory space again. Okay, this music is really getting to me. Ah, that's what it is, yes. Okay. Yeah, this music is really getting to me. Yeah. Hey, asshole. Gotta wonder why they charge right at you. Maybe they don't think you actually have bullets? I mean, that's a fair bet. No one has guns in this town. Maybe they think it's a prop. Maybe they don't even know what a gun is. Can I help this? Oh, he's got a gun. He's got a knife. He's got a knife. Here. Let me loot your stuff. Let me loot your stuff. Let me... Hey. Well, that worked. I can pry. What's your game set up to? Turn up at night, because... Yeah. Yeah, no, this game is set to, lights. Oh. Well, I suppose, yeah, the brightness is a little bit wonky, huh? I didn't even think about that. I did set the difficulty to the intended difficulty, yeah. Oh, man. In the town I went to college in, there were so many trees that they blocked out a lot of the street lights, so you would just go there and it'd just be dark, just pitch black at night. You know, you'd have a 30-foot radius, and then... Well, we'll turn that up. Why not? This is a bad idea. I shouldn't be fiddling with these things if I don't know what I'm doing. But no, where is the darkness on this? I turned it down once way when I installed this game at the beginning. Maybe I can't deal with it right now, but I know it's a little bright, but I think it is set to the intended darkness. It's just odd. You can tell if the brightness is wonky if you talk to an NPC during the day and you can see it in the background. It's supposed to be a background, like a stage play. Oh wow, I didn't think about that. Good game I find is 235. It's gamma. Yeah. Graphics gamma, duh. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it. Well, thank you for the suggestion. I feel even more traumatized, and it's time to commit my third act of... Never mind. Am I still a hero? Give me a reason, buddy. In the context of a video game, this makes sense. Oh, man. Okay, now thankfully the warehouses are usually pretty safe. Oh god, it's so dark here. I really don't like this. I really don't like this. Oh, wow. Yeah, you weren't kidding. So, I am a gigantic chicken. But, oh, why did I take this route? Oh, man. I'm such a chicken. And the worst part is, I know that at some point you have to get in, like, several fights in the warehouses. So you have to, like, crawl around in the dark with a gun in hand. Versus tough enemies that can hit like a train. I know that. I've been there. It's horrible. Oh, it's home sweet place. We're gonna drop off the schmouters. Huh. Forgot there's money in there. Store that. Store the water too. And the blood. Actually, no, we're gonna keep the blood. Can't do much with it. Should probably brew more stuff. We're gonna need a lot more tomorrow. I'm impressed this game basically avoided jump scares entirely. But the first playthroughs had me in fear tension so many times. Yeah, definitely. There's so many times where you just get an ambush conversation. Like someone will run up to you and be like, "Hey, Doc, I gotta tell you about something." But it's so abrupt. Like you'll just be wandering down the street. And suddenly you've got somebody saying, "Hey, Doc, I got a question for you."
What?
Yeah. Rayman, right? I got a message for you. Make sure... I don't have a sharpening stone for this. I could repair the gloves, but are they worth it? I have 2 string. Keep the string, get a needle, get a cloak. If I can find those tomorrow, I'm all set. I'm golden. Keep that. That there. Keep the chisels. And the button. Because you need a button later. Split this. Yeah, we'll just take 3. Yeah. Store 3. We'll keep the other for trade. Keep the safety pins. We need those so bad. The gun repaired? Yeah, it is. Okay, we're good. What is it, 1 in the morning? 2. Okay, I gotta hurry. How am I doing this? Here. Put the Mountain Dew in there. Keep the Medril stuff. Keep the herbs too. And I don't need this many fast travel tokens. Fingernails. We'll keep the emergency jerky. We'll rely on the pemmican. And yeah, hunger sneaks up on you, huh? And I believe we need the matches today. So I'm gonna keep those. We will fill this water. I'm always filled with anxiety when we're not gonna... we're gonna sleep like 1 hour. You know what? 1 more. I may have just screwed myself, but, you know. Okay. Oh, man. My eyes. This is why I held on to it. Yes. Hello. How fares your kind, Katanga? You know what an Adurk is? What does a Chondro sigil stand for? A body that contains a world. Everyone knows that. But what does that... Everyone but me. Ikara. It can be a creature made of many creatures. Like a family. A taglur. A group of people bound by the same fate. See. Our words are erased, Katanga. We turn our father's flutes into sticks. We take old words, big words, and apply them to small things. But the connection to the source is still there. The lines remember. Yadi, let Mother Badho caress your step. So. Idur means the body that contains a world. It refers to something that consists of many living parts. The body. Yeah. And trade away some of my handcrafted medicine, but I don't think it's worth it yet. Was phrenology super popular back then in that part of the world? Absolutely. It was popular all over the place. But, I mean, maybe not so much in Russia, but this is kind of a weird town, because, like, they have electricity, and they have piped water, though I think they say somebody broke the pipes. So, like, they have connections to the outside world that are unbecoming of a people of that time, period. But they also would definitely have wanted, like, phrenology. But then again, they're also afraid of, like, bodies. So perhaps having a skull on your table is more than just a curio. A person there? Pipes are new? Yeah, I think that's what they said too, and they were buried very shallow because people got very angry about them. But done by Big Vlad, yeah. Sabha will teach us. She knows the way. She speaks to Earth. Mother Botho talks to us through her. What will she teach you? She knows our traditions. We have long been oppressed. Now we face extinction. We forget our language, our crafts and arts, the art of talking to Earth, the language of herbs, the craft of lines. She advises well. What advising do you need? Not a simple one. I'm sure it's simpler than you think. I have a question for her, Mother. There is little time before it all ends. When it happens, would I be allowed to spare the lives of those who trusted me and called themselves friends? Would I be allowed to not kill them? When what happens? When the kid fled the town. When the steppe consumes the streets and houses, what shall I do to people then? Kill everyone. Are you nuts? Just leave people alone. I want to ask Sabha. Will my brothers and sisters be allowed to marry? The kin are, well, kin. We're all children of Barho, and there's so few of us left. Marry the townsfolk. That's the only way to survive. We're too different. That's the idea. In genetics, yes. Genetically, that is the idea. But that doesn't matter. When the kin swallow the town, there'll be neither wives nor children. You'll become the kin's last generation. Oh. Ooh. Sir, I would ask Mother about self-sacrifice. He said we must sacrifice everything for our fellow kin. As we prepared to flood the town, I gave everything I had in my own entrails. Now I'm dying. Did I make the correct decision? What for? I will tell to Sabha. It's a long story. I should save my strength. Did good. I don't think that was a smart thing to do. Bite Garan, you're back. What say you? Who are you? Have you forgotten our faces already? We asked for your help. We wanted to be let into the Warrens. Right. I couldn't persuade Big Vlad. Here's your money. I just got an achievement. Clear conscience. Aw. That's heartwarming. Who are you? Sabaotun's reflection. He drinks a lot of milk. She? Your master? No one knows how she became herself. Suspicion and fear surround a tale of one who left the steppe. She's said to be inhuman, a doll made of clay and bone. Dabnak Gadag. There's blood in her veins. The same can be said of Earth. So what? Those are mere legends. My master waits for her assigned time. 5 years ago, during the first outbreak, Earth tasked her with a secret task that must have been fulfilled back then. Are you saying that the first outbreak was curbed by your father, however? With vicious force, he changed the flow of history. And Saba Upste, Saba Otun, the one called Aspati by the common folk, stayed behind within this world. A groomless bride, a blemish, lost, estranged from her true goals. Believes she owes her life to Isidore, who made her, who foresaw her. What do you mean, made her? She feigns humanity quite well and holds respect and power in the kin. She rules over this hiding place where steppe folk can find escape from being yoked within Oglimski's cruel mill. Here they can hide and heal and run their midnight markets. It's not funny, reflection. The kin respect our Sabah, although they fear her too. But they rely on her protection, and she is their exegete, interpreter of ancient lore. Through her, the kin remember their rights, their speech, themselves. They know it not, of course. To them she is a flame, and they are moths. Exegete? I don't think I even know. So, what use is any of that now? Your father, whom she worships without understanding, meant the kin to merge into the town to make a body whole, but we cannot and will not. So she decides to adjust the town to the needs of the kin. She brokers works for brides and adongs, setting them up as dancers or couriers. One wonders why. She doesn't know what she's doing. Indeed, she is not human after all, but love does drive her like it drives you, and love is blind and foolish. I'll try to accept that.
Can you smell yesterday? I can.
Earth warms your roots, Emshen. Who are all these people, Sabha? What do they want? Yeah, I always tell him that he did good, too. Because it's like, I always feel bad, because it's like, Yeah, I don't know. Like, telling them it was a bad idea would have been good. Although, I honestly wonder, like, did he sew himself back up, or was he hiding, like, injuries under that? He disemboweled himself. That's not something you can usually stand upright with. That's impressive, to say the least. Earth warms your roots, Shen. Who are all these people, Sabha? What do they want? They respect me, you see. I know not the lines, but I sense Earth. I speak to them on her behalf. They believe I am made of soil, like Shabnak Gadag, though they don't call me that. Ask strange questions, Sabah. Why do they come to you? I teach the truth of the kin to these people. I retell our old legends. I remind them of Butthle's will, and how the world is a body. I hear the earth and speak her will for them. I make sure they know where they came from, and where they are going. A sick people, a weak people needs this. Our future hangs by a thread. I've talked to them. I suppose I did your work for them. I knew that would happen. You have done well following the lines. You think so? My answers were not the same you would have given them. They believe they come here for advice. False. They have long since made up their minds. Now only their weakness sows doubt in them. We take on the burden of that doubt. Whatever we tell them, they'll do what they think is right. Is that your idea of help? They are helping us, not the other way around. The question matters, not the answer. To the listener, not the speaker. They carry their own stories, you carry yours. Such is the truth of the lines, Tanger. The truth of the earth. I'll give this some thought. She's staring at the graveyard. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if you could get your intestines robbed. You can get your kidneys stolen. But, oh, there's more people in here. Huh. Oh. Okay. Wow. Well, it's almost morning. I think, considering it's 11 o'clock and the day is about to begin again, I might run back to... No, I'm going to go gather plants in the river. And then I might sleep in-game. But then I might call it. Just because it's a good time to call it. But I do need to figure out a proper time to stream. I've been roughly dropping in at about 8-ish, 8:30 lately. So maybe I'll have to schedule one. Yeah, that would work. Boy. Huh. Let's see here. This works. Works perfectly. I love that they light up like fireflies at night. It's Wevery. Such a strange place. And there, at almost any point in the town, you can see the polyhedron, which is almost certainly intentional. It hangs over you. Just a landmark reminding you that something is done. Something has been done to this town. A nail into the earth. Man, it feels so weird at a lower gamma. But probably ideal. Still. Alright. Let's go back to the workshop. And... yeah, you're right about the steppe being peaceful compared to the town. Although I honestly feel like they missed an opportunity to not have, like, a rare wandering monster out in the steppe, you know? And then it just, you know, like, every 100 playthroughs, there's, like, you know, the monster from the first game that's out there, you know? And that clay thing from the Changeling's Path that the Bachelor kills, like that thing. Yeah. It just feels creepy. Just absolutely creepy. Oh. I don't know. If I developed a game, I would definitely want to have that. Not that I'd want to make it a creepypasta, but I'd almost wonder, like, you know, having a 1 in 1,000 chance of, like, oh yeah, it's Halloween, here's a monster. It doesn't do anything, it's just there in the corner of your screen for like half a second in the loading screen or something like that. You know, just something different. It's the quickest way to mess with people. But yeah, no, the steppe definitely feels relaxing in this game. In the previous game, just from watching it, it almost felt anxiety-inducing. Yeah. Alright. Well, yeah, I imagine if they get the Bachelor's playthrough, they'll have Sticky more involved in the story. That'd be a good idea. Well, anyway, I think I'm going to call it for tonight. Just because I think this is a good-ish time to stop. But I think, yeah, I'll try to schedule something. 8:30 honestly works. I've got things on like Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays, so maybe I should just like aim for 8:30 for now, so I can at least pin down a definite time, maybe definite days later on. Depends how much work this gets. Right now, this isn't too much work. I can just kind of stop and start. But anyway. Yeah, Undertale does definitely have that kind of programming in it, by the way. You are absolutely correct. And oh boy, does that I didn't do the evil playthrough. I would never do that. But I've seen it. Terrifying. All right. Good night.